This is the best bow that came out this year, and it's getting nowhere close to the love that it deserves. And I think I finally figured out why. Guys, welcome back. It is a humid, sticky Nebraska summer day. It's probably my least favorite weather of the year, but it reminds me that fall is one day closer, which means hunting season, so can't be that bad, right? Today, we're talking about the Darton Sequel 33 ST2. That's a big name, a lot of numbers. I feel like I'm reading off military nomenclature again, but it's a good bow, right? I got this bow about 6 months ago. I've shot it as my main bow ever since, and I really like it. That's it, video's over. It's a good bow. No, just joking. You know, in terms of shootability, it's great. In terms of tunability, performance, it's great, it's awesome. It checks all of the boxes that people in the past couple of years have been saying, hey, this is what we want out of a bow. This is what's gonna make a good bow. This is something that, you know, would be the bow of the year. I will say right off the bat, and kind of addressing the elephant of the room, it's heavy. It's definitely heavy. I think this bow clocks in somewhere around 4.7 pounds, but let's be totally honest, I don't account weight into my bow that much. I mean, it's not like a big deal breaker for me if a bow is a little bit heavier, and quite honestly, I don't think you should either, because let's be honest, when was the last time that a couple tenths of a pound actually made a difference to you in your hunt? Comment down below. I mean, I think that it's a thing that's a big talking point for a lot of people, but I mean, I have not gotten into a situation where I'm thinking like, man, I'm glad that my bow weighed 0.2 of a pound lighter than some other bow. Because in all honesty, I don't think most people who are bow hunting are going to notice it that much. I think most of the time it's going to end up in a ground blind, in a tree stand, in a saddle, something like that. So unless you're one of those like 1%er out western hunters, I don't think you're going to notice that much of a weight difference. So yeah, elephant in the room, it's a little bit heavy. Honestly, I don't care, and I think it kind of helps, honestly, with accuracy, being able to hold the bow, point the bow, all that stuff. That's really the only like gripe that I have with this bow. Other than that, when you take a look at this thing just fresh out of the box, it has multiple tuning tools on this bow. You don't need to put it in a press. You really don't need to, you know, put this bow in any sort of drawboard, press, anything like that to work on it and get it shooting a bullet hole. And that's all because of these little guys up here. So that system right here, you got a set screw, and then you can turn this yoke to adjust your timing completely. So you don't need to put it in a drawboard to check your timing. If you have a buddy who can check your timing, you can do that and just adjust it on the fly. And also, you don't need to put it in a press to adjust your wheel lean because of this guy right here. You have those two little screws that you can undo and put into either side of the limb pocket, and it adjusts your wheel lean, which is gonna adjust your tune out of paper. So, I mean, it checks off that box of being able to tune this thing on the line and get really good performance out of a bow without needing to do a ton of work on it. As far as just like physical stats go, it's a 33-inch axle-to-axle bow. That's kind of preference, but they also make a 31, a 35. This bow can fit anybody that you want it to, because, you know, you have something for the saddle hunters, or you have something for the real big Western hunters who want a really long bow. It shoots really fast. I don't know the exact speed. I like women, so I don't know all that nerdy stuff, but it's a fast bow and it just pulls really well. The draw cycle on this thing is very smooth. In all honesty, I mean, I'm content with calling this thing my bow of the year. And in a celebratory nature, let's go ahead and let one rip here just so we can lock that in. Just feels so good. I mean, I can shoot this bow all day long. A couple bows that I've had in the past, gosh, especially a Hoyt Helix Ultra, shooting that thing, oh, this is one of my hunting arrows. Shooting that thing was almost a chore. I mean, it felt so heavy. It just wasn't, the draw cycle was stiff. I really think that if you're looking for a modern bow that checks all of the boxes of what the archery community is kind of leaning and gravitating towards nowadays, this bow is it. And I think a lot of people agree. That being said, I still think that this bow is not getting the attention that it deserves. And let me talk about why. So I'm gonna go ahead and spoil my own surprise of why I don't think this bow is getting the attention that it deserves. And it's because there's not enough clout surrounding this bow. And what I mean by that is that in a world of Crispies and a world of Cameron Hanes and John Dudley's, you need to have this big hype train for a bow. And you need to have this big workup, this big marketing scheme to make a bow seem like it's worth it. And it seems like nowadays, to me at least, archery companies are really marketing companies. And I'm not the only one to say that, I'm not the only one to really think that, but if you look at like all of the brands that have the most attention, have the most hype, they put tons of effort into their marketing. Now that doesn't mean that they're the best archery brand. That doesn't mean they're the best archery site or the best bow or anything like that. Now the price tags sometimes would say that they are, or sometimes would like to have you believe that they are, but it's just not reality. The tactic of building a loyal fan base that is willing to throw any amount of money at a product that you put out because they believe in the brand is very tried and proven in spaces, not just the archery or the outdoor space. It's in clothing, it's in cars, it's in anything like that. And you can't blame a person. I mean, honestly, if you have a brand that is putting out good product that you believe in and you want to back, it's your money, you can spend it however you want. But I don't think that following the latest marketing campaign is gonna always be the case to get you the best bow in your hands. And I think that a really good example of that is this year's Darton Sequel ST233 360, 69, whatever this bow is called. I think this is a really good example of it because it shows that a brand who, for a lot of their time and a lot of their age as a company, has just kind of sat back and taken in the money of their patents, is able to pump out a bow and really kind of stand on what they've made their living off of for a really long time, just putting really good technology forward. I think that it shows that, hey, this bow is worth shooting. And I don't mean to give off some hater energy when I'm saying, oh, it's just the marketing and name dropping people. I'll be honest, I'm as much of a Crispy shill as anybody else, right? Great content, love that stuff. I just think that it's the reality of the situation that, marketing drives sales. It's not always the product. So just because you see a bow a ton doesn't mean it's the best bow. And you can think that I'm wrong, and you probably do think that I'm wrong, but let me try to prove it to you. Since John Dudley went to Hoyt this year, what was the name of PSE's aluminum bow that they released this year? 1, 2, 3. If you couldn't think of it in 3 seconds off of the top of your head, I'm telling you, that is my point proven. Because a year ago, you would have thought, oh my gosh, I know exactly what this bow is because my favorite archer is with this company. Now, if I ask you what this year's Mathews was, 3, 2, you already know. And same thing with any other brand that has really big supporting behind it and a really big following behind the influencers that they fund. I don't really know of a ton of guys who are on Darton's payroll to shoot this bow, and I think that it kind of shows because it doesn't have like a name connected to the brand. It doesn't have a shooter connected to the bow, right? But I think at the end of the day, the Darton Sequel ST233 is a really good bow and that you should shoot it. And it's my favorite bow of the year, and honestly, it might be my favorite bow of all time. So if you guys found anything, this is just more kind of a talking video than anything else. If you guys found anything useful in this video, if you guys, engaged or had a thought-provoking thing in this video, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. If you guys do want to stick around and catch more of these videos that I'm coming out with, go ahead, click that subscribe button. I try to get a video out every week, and especially now, I have a lot of stuff coming. This range, I should say this one bag target, it's not cutting it anymore. I had to take the 3D targets down, but they're coming back in a video very soon. So until then, guys, you have an absolutely blessed day. I'll see you in the next one.